Greetings and salutations, optimists. Today is Monday, July 3rd, 2023. Wow, 2023. I think that means our nation's like 247 years old. Is that right? Yep. Makes our nation here almost 250 years old, 247. So yeah, that's awesome. So today I wanted to do something a little bit different and not just trade, especially because the market's like kind of slow, which makes sense because day before, 4th of July, and there was a lot of movement this morning. I was hoping to get here a little bit earlier on the stream and talk to you guys about some trading as well, but but I wanted to talk a little bit about what does it take to actually make it in trading? This is kind of an interesting question because it's more, in my opinion, it's far more than just a strategy. Your strategy is obviously very important, but there's also its own. There's something that's its own capacity, which is that you have to know when, in what, like, i.e., in what market to apply your strategy. That's really important because without knowing that, you may have a winning strategy, but your winning strategy only works in certain markets, and I think it's really important. I've personally, from the strategy that I developed that works very very well, I've also personally messed up in using it though by applying it to the wrong situation, and that in and of itself, or I should say, the wrong market. That in and of itself has costed me plenty as well. So I think that this idea of what does it take to make it in trading, it's far more expansive than just a strategy. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and take a look at the market today. I'm pretty sure it's pretty slow now at this point. Yeah, still a little bit of movement. Here's the 1 minute chart. So I kind of got wrecked through a lot of the week last week, which was too bad because we're very, very, very close to earning that funding with Elite Trader funding, and I kind of got wrecked on it, which is too bad. Trying to actually take this trade here. What's the volume at? Yeah, volume's like super slow, obviously, considering the market. But there is still enough volume here for some moves to take place. It's 10 seconds left in this candle, which peaked at 88 and a quarter. So I think we might just get some ranging. Let's see. Could just keep selling off like this, but it kind of seems like it's just bouncing along this 200 moving average. I give it a try based on support and resistance.
Order filled.
I'm just trading in the micro right now, which I just realized. I thought I was actually in the mini. So the purchase is off the 200 moving average. The attempt is to get out at the volume weighted average price.
Order filled.
All right, so that worked out. Made a tiny little bit of money because I was on the micro. I didn't realize. So, but since now we know that we're on the micro, I'll up the contract size. I'm gonna try and buy 3 contracts here at 86.50 on the micro. This actually looks like it has volume coming in. Never got the fill at 86.50.
Order filled.
Ah, dude, I just filled at 87. I meant to go up to 86.75. Bumped it too high. My fault on that. Just added 2 ticks for no raisins. Yeah, I gotta cut that one.
Order
That was
filled.
a pure mistake on my part. Trailing max is pretty much shot, but anywho. So I don't know. I think that this idea of what it takes to make it in trading, I think is I think it takes just a lot more than a strat. Just my thoughts, my concepts here. Hey, what up, Ollie? Been a minute. I hope you're doing very well. We're just kind of talking about what it takes to make it in trading. Because we were discussing earlier, I think it takes a little bit more than just a strategy. It also takes the ability to know when to trade and what to trade and how to trade it, etc. I did take 2 trades. This trade here, I totally fumbled it. Like, it totally messed it up. Completely my fault too. It was not like the market went against me or anything. I messed up the entry. So, but yeah, just trying to make a little bit of money here before the markets are closed tomorrow. There was a lot of movement earlier today. I woke up in the middle of the night and took a look at the chart and saw that the ES was all the way up at like 44.90, 91, 92 or something like that. It was at a very high. And pretty much gave back all those gains. But yeah, what do you think it takes to make it in trading, Ollie? Just curious. Did I pass Apex yet? I did not. I blew my account right at the end. Like, I was really close to passing it. Additionally, I was very, very, very close to passing this Elite Trader funding. The one that was $264 away, and kind of blew it up over the last couple of days on Thursday and Friday. And Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, I just kind of I blew it up pretty badly. And that's why the name of the stream today is "What does it take to make it in trading?" Is really because that's kind of the question. I realized that I had a tendency to choke under pressure, more or less, when it would come down to the final bits of cash in order to earn the funding. I've had one where I was $112 or something like that away from earning, and blew that one too. And so it got me really thinking. I'm like, what's going on? Like, clearly I have the capability of trading. Clearly I have the capability of being accurate and being profitable. So what is it that's happening at the very end of things that's causing this type of situation? And I believe that there's a psychological situation going on that is causing me to basically choke under that pressure at that time, which is interesting because I've I've had mixed results with this in my life. I've had times where I've been under pressure and I perform very well. I've also had other times where I'm under pressure and I perform very poorly, and choke basically. And I think a lot of times when somebody else is putting the pressure on me, it's easy for me to perform because at that point it's just more or less like I'm just trying to get them off my back, so to speak, in some ways. Um, but when I put the pressure on myself, it becomes much more intense and nerve wracking, I think. Yeah, so it's kind of some interesting psychological things. And I've spent a lot of time over the last week and a half looking into this and learning about it. There's actually a lot of documentation on this, um, which makes sense because athletes obviously deal with this, deal with performance under pressure in certain circumstances when they're putting that heavy pressure on themselves. Red hammer candle here. Quite a lot of sell off. So I'm trading and talking about this. Today is like super small scalp day.
Order filled.
Looking for 2 and 3. In at 84.50, it looks like it's kind of essentially dropping down from here. That was a nice little surge there. Tapping my sell at 85 and a quarter, but no fill. I'm gonna try to get out of 85. There's a pretty good amount of volume. Yeah, tapped 85 and a quarter there quite a few times and no fill.
Order filled.
I got a tiny little bit of that capital back. We did lose pretty heavily on that one that we took accidentally. Well, it wasn't an accidental trade, but I just kind of foobarred the whole thing. So. All right, this is looking decent for a little push here.
Order rejected.
I hate when it rejects just because it's on the amount.
Order filled.
Ooh, big rejection there. I was looking for a break back above the VWAP. Got to break over the 50 moving average here, which is at 85 and a quarter. See where we're at on the 1 minute chart. 1 minute getting the yellow candle. Yeah, I've also dealt with the same thing, revenge trading, after um, taking losses that were often the wrong trades to begin with, and usually when I'm taking losses at the end of my evaluation, that's usually when I struggle with it. So trying to get that push up there. There is a 200 moving average in the way. I don't like this trade. I think I'm probably gonna cut this guy. Yeah, we're cutting this one. Surge up there. I already hit the cut button, but it hasn't cut yet. Once I let go, it'll cut. Yeah, all right. We're
Order
out.
filled.
Just taking the surge up. Lost like 30 bucks today. This account's so close to failure that it doesn't really matter. I'm just sort of like trading at my best, try and pull it back from the dead. Yeah. What is this? Friend put me onto Bookmaps. Dude, I just discovered Bookmaps like a couple of days ago. Like probably 5 days ago I just discovered that. Um I also discovered a way to get it for free on Thinkorswim. So which was actually pretty cool. I saw a video of it on YouTube where if you reach out to Thinkorswim's customer service and then ask for Bookmaps, they'll give you the trial version for free, but the trial version has unlimited features or data on the ES. And so I was really kind of fascinating with that because what it's really the information that it's really giving you is where all those big huge bids are. So if there's a contract dump inbound, you can kind of predict it, or a contract rip too. You can kind of predict those moves a little bit better. So I have not tried it out yet, but I am very much interested in that. I don't know how I could apply it to my Tradeovate charts. I probably just need to run Thinkorswim and Tradeovate at the same time because using Tradeovate for evaluations, you don't really get access to like API and other stuff like that, which is kind of whack in my opinion. This thing did rip up. I'm gonna jump to the ES. I'm gonna go one contract, 3 ticks. Gonna watch out for resistance right here at 86.25, where that 200 moving average is. So we can get a pullback to about the VWAP and sort of have these consolidate here for a bit, then we should be in good territory for this to run past the 200 moving average. If we can get that crossover right there. I could just fail my evaluation here, but that's all right. I already plan on buying another one like today. So because Elite Trader Funding is doing 70% off right now. There's a link in the description for that, by the way, and a promo code JSBest. Because ETF is 70% off right now. I think ETF is, in my opinion, one of the best companies that there is in terms of a company themselves. I think Apex is the least expensive, but Elite Trader Funding, I think, offers some extra for the mildly higher price that you pay. In particular, access to their Discord community and their customer service, I think, is top notch. Personally, not to mention they have really strange plans. They have like super unique plans. Like one, like their diamond hands one allows you to hold positions overnight, which I think is really a cool concept. I might take a long here, looking for a quick scalp. I was gonna look at for a red yellow. Considering 84.25 as an entry, but haven't taken it yet just because the moving averages are not where I want them to be. So we're gonna come up and test the VWAP. Looks like we're gonna test the 200 moving average. There's that pop. 84.50 would have been a very nice entry. Let's move all the way up to 85. There's a 200 moving average. We may see a rejection here for a brief moment. I'd love to see it pull down to about 85.50 and just be underneath this. Above the 50, but below the 200 would be sort of ideal. If we could get it sort of chop out a bit in here and then reach for the sky, if you will. 50 moving average at 85 and 200 at 86. Oh, nice. You have another monitor running it? That would actually be really useful. Yeah, trading in the micros is it's very useful for your risk level, but it also for me tends to demotivate me substantially on trading for my own self, and that's just my own trading. So okay, kind of missed this move. I was wanted to see the 9 get above the 200 because that's usually a really solid play right there. So I kind of missed that one. So I was waiting for this one. $87, very clear line of resistance there. You can see how many times it tapped 87. We are on the 10-second chart, so it's not like it's like, you know, super powerful or anything, but pull back to like 86.50 looks nice. Would like to see a little bit of fall down here, maybe to like 86 or 85.50. Yeah, book maps looks totally fascinating to me. I haven't taken that action yet, though. I do feel FOMO on this move here. I didn't expect it to move as powerful as it did. I don't want to buy into 87 because that's been the resistance point, so I don't want to buy in this level yet. Let's see where we are on this 20-second chart. Yeah, 20-second has the crossover inbound too. There's the fall down. So I was thinking 86.25 as an entry level. Let's see if I'm right, but I'm not going to enter there. Yep, 86.25 at the moment. And then popped up to what? 87. So that was potentially a trade. But it could have been stopped out on, or just not gotten an entry or an exit point or something like that due to volume. This is a full range of the candle. I typically try to take part of the candle, not the whole thing, just for safety measures. About to get this crossover, so if we pull back a little bit and then pop back up, that's what I'd be looking for. So now I'm watching the TTM from here. Let's check this on the 1. A little too much pullback on it. Yeah, it sold off a little heavy, a little heavier than I wanted it to see it sell off. Down to 84. Where did this one bottom out? $83.50 on that one. Boom. Okay, here's a little bit of a push back up. And resistance on that 9 moving average though. I think I missed that. Really just this whole move. Okay, we're pushing back up some. There's our 9 or 9.7 there. It's like really close to my strat, but not. It's kind of like failing right before. I'm trying to not take it preemptively. I'm trying to time it right. So if I can get in here at 86. Having a hard time entering. Damn. It's better not run without me. We have the resistance at 87. Hopefully we get one rejection off of it. Come on.
Order filled.
All right, entered at 86.25, but now it's on the drop. We have hardly any dollars available on our trailing max, so I'm looking for a move up to 87. Like 86 was the right entry. I'm gonna put this at 86.50 for an exit. There's a golden cross there on the 10-second chart. No fill on that. Tap my order a couple of times, but no fill. Got it that time. So I do think that we'll have a push up soon. It's pretty dangerous for me to be trading like this on the ES, but that's okay. Danger's my middle name. Coming up to test that $87 resistance. One minute moving averages start to look a little bit better. You can see the 9 is above the 12. The 35 is still below the 50, which is bearish in its sentiment. We would need to see the 9 and 12 cross above the 50, as well as the 35. I think all of those combined will make a pretty decent distance. Getting some range here, very much rangy trades. Eventually, on the range, likely the bottom will drop out. So 83.75 acting as support, 87 acting as resistance. Market closes at 10 a.m. Eastern, so it already passed. NQ looking bearish. Yeah, to be completely honest, I think the ES looks bearish too, but there is also a reasonable amount of long push. It was very nice looking in the pre-market. Looks like we're tapping 87 again, 87 being that resistance level. I think 88.50, which was another resistance level earlier. So that may also end up in that scenario. Like I said, if I fail today, it's not a big deal. I do already plan on picking up another account. I'm trading kind of small, but I have very little left on my trailer max. I pretty much got just wrecked last week when we were pretty close to passing the evaluation. So checking this 20-second chart here. So 20-second has a moving average crossover inbound. I did find some indicator that measures the NQ, the ES, and I forget what the other one was, but it measures 3 of them. And when they align, then all of a sudden there's like a huge rip up or a huge drop down. It's kind of interesting to watch it. I didn't I've never used the indicator. I saw somebody using it on YouTube. I thought it was a really fascinating indicator. We did break above 87 again. Let's check this on the 1 minute chart. I'm trading like super slow, like way slower than I usually prefer to, but I have to go slowly. So I'm also just taking micro scalps. Let's zoom out on this. Okay, so this also has resistance up at 89.50 area, tapping 90 as well in that area. So I think we can expect a pretty heavy amount of resistance in this zone. So there was 89. And pull back down to 88. Not sure how I missed this one right here, because this is very much my strat. It's kind of look like it's going to topple over a little bit. At least for a brief moment. We've got a crossover about to happen on the 22nd chart. I genuinely would not mind a pullback to about 87. So did anybody else trade today? And if you did, how'd you do? By the way, Pawn, how's the funding going? Ugh. I had a hard time waking up today, man. I was sleepy. Alarms are going off from like 6 o'clock. Up $55? Hell yeah. Kick ass, dude. It's badass. Okay, so this pulled back to 87.75 and it's bouncing off of that. Running into resistance at 89. See, we got a triple top there. Like it should have gone short off that triple top. Like I said, a pullback to about 87 would look good to me, which is really where the 50 moving average is at now. Let's pull back to 87.50. It's bouncing up to 88. A red dot on TTM on blue. So we may actually get that, like a pullback again. Although this looks like it's going to bounce up. toward 89 again. Oh, we did get that pullback. I can't tell whether or not to go long or short here, so I'm just not going to do anything. I think long is the play. Now that I'm seeing it play out some. Good bounce there. TTM hasn't started turning around yet, though. I'm watching the 20-second chart for this.
Order filled.
So going to enter off 88.50 for an exit at 90, which is the resistance right there. It's on the sell order, but no fill. Dropping to a single tick if I can.
Order filled.
There, got a single tick. It does look like it's gonna pop though. We got this hammer candle forming. $390 away. As close as 108. Yeah, I got as close as 264 myself. This makes sense, though, considering that it's the day before the holiday. Frankly, I think that a lot of traders were out Friday and really just going for more or less 4th of July break, if you will, for a couple of days. I think that Wednesday is going to be a pretty heavy volume day. That's my thought, anyway. I could be wrong. But I think on Wednesday, we also had some stuff coming on the economic calendar. Today we had stuff on the economic calendar. Today we had I'm gonna refresh this. Today we had manufacturing reports and construction spending for May. May's construction spending went up 0.9%. So if construction spending goes up, that's a good thing. I keep seeing these signs of recovery in housing, and I just don't really believe it. Like when I look at the reports, I see like these types of things. I guess the market doesn't close at. I thought it closed at 10. I was like, that's weird because everything's moving. But yeah, so I don't really know that I believe that the housing recovery is happening, especially like when I'm looking at data pretty closely, consistently on the housing data. Dropped all the way down here to 86.75 and ripping right back up to 88. Which is actually good in terms of consolidation. I think this is a good thing. Probably get a little bit of hopefully we get another little sell down here and then a pop back up off the sell down. So I think this looks like just people taking profit. This looks like a natural spot here, especially at that 90 area. Let's extend this out. So you see this hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. I'm taking super micro trades. I'm not trading in the micro, but I'm just taking very, very small trades because I'm trying to basically work this account out of its failure zone. We'll see what happens with it, but I think there's some resistance there at 88 or perhaps support. Nine's above 12. TTM is sort of stacking up. I would think that this would pop, but the reason why I'm not going to go with that assessment has to do with how much it sort of dojied here on 88. If there was less of that sort of stall out right there, then I probably would have gotten long. But because of the previous stall out, I was like, yeah, this looks like it's going to pull back down. Check the longer chart. 1 minute TTM's at 1.14. Take a look at the 5 minute chart. You can see the actually upper band of the VWAP is actually declining. It's up there at 92.50. The lower band of the VWAP is inclining. So I don't know what that tells us. Other than that support and resistance are kind of closing in on each other. If I'd guess, it looks like we may be on approach for a reasonable size pop toward the top area. 5 minute 5200 is on the downside. And it looks like it's on approach for the upside. Probably not soon, but soonish. Not in like the next 15 minutes or anything. I'd say closer to like 45 minutes. It takes a long time to move these. No worries, you'll get that back. You'll get that $1,900 back. Hopefully. That's about how far away I am from earning the funding now. Well, it's actually like 2,200, but I'm 1,900 away from getting my trailing max back where it needs to be. So. Yeah, I went stupid. It went away from micros and 2 or 3 bad trades and dropped it back. I know how that feels, man. I think like what you were talking about last Thursday or last Wednesday, where you're like, once you get that close, you got to start trading micros. I think that is the right choice and the right decision. It may take a few extra trades, but at the same time, when you're that close to it, it's kind of like play it safe. You know what I mean? Um, and so I think that that was definitely the best advice for that time frame. They also too something that's happened several times is that I'll get really really close, and then we'll like have one day where it's just like a intensely volatile market, where it's really hard to take any setup at all, um, like very choppy and whatnot. And now what I need to get really good at is identifying that chop and just choosing not to trade it and just being like, oh, it's too choppy, I can't trade today, and just calling it that, just being like, okay, that's it, that's the whole thing. 4 tick bounce there. This looks like this could actually set up on the 20-second chart. Like, it's got potential. The 1 minute's kind of cooling off some though, so there is that. This is ranging on 2 ticks. 0.29 on TTM. There it is. Couple seconds left in this. Trying to get in at 88. No fill. Not yet.
Order filled.
There we go. Trying to get out at 88.50. I should have taken this one a little preemptively, I guess. I try not to trade preemptively. Sometimes it backfires on me. Most of the time it backfires on me. Not most of the time. It's like half and half. Tapping my fill order, or tapping my sell, but no fill. It's been kind of a theme of the day. It's one of the reasons why I keep reducing my sell orders, is it keeps tapping it and not filling it. Come on, man. The setup looks
Order
perfect.
filled.
Okay, there we go. Look at that, we're green on the day. Hooray! Green slightly. I'm just gonna leave this up here because I like it. Pulling back to 88. There's that 88.50. So that 88.50 has been pretty heavy in terms of resistance as well. A lot of like little resistance lines through here. See 89, 88.50. Look how many resistance points or taps this got. There's a pretty big pullback there. Wonder if we end up going red on TTM on the 1. If we do, we'll likely get a move down here to like 84 area. Low of the day 79.50. This 84 spot has been a really consistent support line. You see it was here. I'm gonna actually pull this back slightly. Yeah. So you can see there was this tap here, 84 on this one. What do I got this at? 84 and a quarter? Oh, you at 84. So tapped it here in this section, in a little below, but bounced up. Same tap again, another tap. So 84, pretty strong support. 90, pretty heavy resistance. $6 range on the day on lower and lower volume. You can see the average volume is beginning to decline. So we were up at like 1800. Now we're down at like 1200. Yep. Yeah, about 1200 now. So volume's declining. There's a red and yellow on the one. It's usually a pretty solid setup. Flashing in between red and yellow though, so. Yeah, I think it's going to be a range for a good long time right there. Between 84 and really, I'm going to say between 84 and 88, even though we've tapped up to 90. But really, I think it's like to make the range kind of tighter, I might even say 85 up to about 88. I think that we're going to stay in that range for probably a lot of the day, which is fine. Like, I mean, that's not a big deal if you can trade the support and resistance. You know what I'm saying? Green is green. That it is. If I'm reading the book map correctly, I see big orders at 44.90, 44.92 on the upside, and 44.78 and 44.80 on the downside. That's pretty close to what we assessed in terms of support and resistance on the range of the day. We are back up again at 88.50. This is a nice bounce off of 87. So that red to yellow played out. There's a cyan TTM forming there. I should have brought this up down here, frankly. Probably not that spot. I think I would have entered like right here on this candle. So somewhere around like 87.75, I think would have been a proper entry point. Yeah, it calls it the same spot on the 10-second as well. Tap there at 89 and a quarter. Boom, 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 boom. TTM starting to stack on the 1 minute. Already starting to cool though. So ES is at flat at 88 and a quarter. Seems to be the open there. I think 89 is sort of the biggest resistance. Like 88.50 is pretty strong resistance too, but you can see 89. Like I think going for 90 is reckless at this point. You see there was 89 and a quarter and rejected off of that, all the way down to 87.75. Days like this are kind of difficult for me to trade. For me, typically I'm looking for trend reversals. Um, and this is just range trading, which is not the hardest thing to trade in. I can tell you that. Chop is much harder. But range is not my favorite, but it's something. And my strategy works okay in range trading. Trend reversal is my bread and butter. That's like my favorite strategy, and it's the one I'm most accurate with. But yeah, trade the market you're in, not the one you wish you were in, as they say. 87 and a quarter looks like a pretty, really just anything along the 50 exponential seems like it's been pretty solid in terms of bounce location. I wonder if he'll tap 90 and then there's just dump like heavy. Okay, here we are at the top of the hour. This actually looks somewhat like a short in terms of the moving averages and the TTM. Moving averages are on this downward cross and the TTM's turning red, but I'm like, that's why I said, in terms of the moving averages and the TTM, these things don't work as well on rangy days. When the days are ranging, it's definitely not as accurate to use this type of setup. There's 88.50 bouncing off at 87.50. Look like the 5200 might cross to the downside. Like they're near each other. They're about 25 cents apart. If that happens, I'll try to take a short. That one's at like, so we have 87.70. I need for this to like tick up like 1 or tick down like 2. 87.70 and 87.97, and they are getting closer together. I don't know. Kind of looks like it's short to me. I could be wrong, but. $88.50 down to $87.75. $0.26 now. 30 minus 6. 24. It's looking a little bit stronger in terms of the moving averages. but now TTM looks bad. A lot of conflicting information in terms of the my normal setup. This is one of the reasons why the range days don't work very well with my setup, with my strat. $88.08 and 77 or 87.80. What's that? 27 cents apart now. So it actually got further away. Now 28 cents. Nice bounce from 88 to 89. This could break out. Will we break over 90 here? You can see the upper band of the VWAP has moved its way all the way to 93.25, where the high of the day is. The lower band of the VWAP has worked its way all the way up above the low of the day. So those are kind of closing in on each other. Huh. Nice, dude. That's awesome, actually. Just that you've been able to do that, especially on a day like today. There's 89.50. I kind of expected it to pull back some a little bit in this area, but it just didn't care. Just kept on going. I don't think the 10-second chart is all that useful today, other than for the 5200 cross. How's the tattoo shop doing over the July 4th weekend? Just curioso. Curioso. Did anybody ever watch Dora the Explorer? I used to watch it with my kid when he was like very, very, very young. I always remember the delicioso. So tap to 89.50. I even considered going short here, but I was like, I feel like if the one time I go short, that's when it'll just like rip up. Close today and tomorrow. Good to see though. You guys got a lot of a good amount of bookings on your calendar. Keep that calendar full, man. There's 90 again. Are we gonna see this fail off 90? Inquiring minds want to know. There's some pushback. I haven't taken that many trades. It's just been like, just kind of not solid. I'd love to just see some sort of trend, like a reversal, but I don't think we're gonna get that on a day like today. 200 moving average buy was pretty solid though. So this tapped 90. They've pretty much been selling off since. Tempted to take a short here for a pullback down to the 200 moving average, down to like 87. Totally just stalling. I don't know. 5-minute chart looks decent. Wow, big bump right there. From 88.25 up to 89.25, so a little 4 ticker. 4 ticks is kind of like the biggest moves of the day today. Trailing max at 73. I was gonna try to take a long right there. 88.50 starting to act as support, so we could actually break 90. Like, I think it's possible for us to break 90. I'm gonna try to take a
Order
long
filled.
here at 89.50 to exit at 90. Ooh, went against me pretty quick. Yeah, that doesn't look good. I think I got overzealous because of this whole pump here, and I've been holding 88.50 really strongly. I came up and tapped my flat entry. I reduced my sell order to 89.75 to hopefully get out on an uptick. You gotta cut it.
Order filled.
Lost like 50 bucks, and pretty much that's like the whole thing. I think it just like sort of just fizzled in this area for so long. It was just like, I don't know, kind of gave me the impression that it had some opportunity to actually break out. Pulling back. Come on now. It's really just like riding the resistance level, man. $44.92. Yeah, it's a little unreliable right now. Doesn't look like it's doing a whole lot. Very just rangy. Yeah, I was gonna say I'm probably gonna call it too. It's too slow, which was to be expected. Day before a holiday. So, but yeah, all right, y'all. Well, we will see you Wednesday. Um, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoy your fourth. See you guys on Wednesday. And by the way, like I said, Elite Trader Funding is 70% off right now. There's a link in the description. It's a lifetime discount. So y'all may want to check it out. And also, if you already have Elite Trader Funding, but you're paying a higher price, it may be worthwhile to sign up for the new one and get the discount and then cancel your old one. That's also an option as well, just to save a couple extra bucks every month. So until you pass your eval. But yeah, check them out. They're running that deal right now. And we'll see you guys on Wednesday. Peace out, y'all.